I forgot what I did. Woo!
Peter, that was wonderful. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. It's great being here. And thank you to all you first responders, nurses, and firemen, and fire people, and all. It's so heartening to hear your stories, and from our heart, we thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have Jen Russell here, who lives in Latitude Margaritaville.
Oh.
And I wanted you all to get a chance to ask a question because you've been making some really fun videos.
So we moved to Latitude Margaritaville about 7 months ago. I'm a retired school principal.
And I'm a retired pharmaceutical research scientist.
So one time we did kind of important things, but now we're just retired and we do drink a lot.
Yeah.
But we moved to Latitude Margaritaville because we wanted a community that sort of embraced just enjoying life. We raised 5 kids and had 2 careers, and it was, moving here was just such a big deal. But with the pandemic, everybody here, like everything changed. And so we have a lot of people from, it's an over 55 community, so people were very distraught because they're now kind of locked in their houses, and we're certainly not doing anything as important as all of you, but we thought we could use our little tiny skill set. Keith is a part-time musician, and I have edited video. So we've been creating videos to kind of lift the spirits of our neighbors, and so that's what we've been doing. So we wanted to ask Jimmy about why is it that you decided to even be part of an over 55 community, and what was your intention there of the kind of environment to create for us older folks?
Well, seeing that I am in that category myself, I don't kid myself. But first of all, I have to say, I am such a big fan of yours. You cracked me up with the videos, so much so that I sent one to Cousin Warren the other day. He's very interested in the active living communities, but the simple way that it came about, that we were approached by the Minto people to do it. I never in my wildest dreams thought that people would want to live in Margaritaville, because for about half of the song's life since I wrote it in Key West, though, it was kind of a, it was just a fantasy place, and they never really had a realistic kind of connection to it. And then, and strangely enough, when the first restaurant started, the only reason we did that is because somebody basically beat me to the punch and figured out that it would be a pretty good restaurant. So we don't own the rights to the restaurant in Hawaii or California, because a guy kind of figured out before we ever thought about it. So that's how we went, wait, we got something here after that happened. Right. So we figured out that there was kind of a brand, but it was always, to me, it was sparked by the music and people coming to the show. So the idea of doing it, to doing Latitudes, I just, I had to wrap my head around it too, but then, I'd seen 40 years of parking lots, and I'd seen 40 years of people that have gotten together from all walks of life and from all over the world now, and they basically love the music that we put out there, and it connects them. And I've always been a true believer that music is the universal language, and I think you see that now when so many musicians are out there, stepping up to the plate to either raise money or to play, knowing that we have so many fans out there, that music is something that gets us through hard times. And I just think it's something that you give back. And so when the communities came along, I thought, sure. I said, I didn't know, and then, but I just had this feeling that I'd seen the community in those in people and places, and the tailgating before parties, and I think then it dawned on me that this whole Margaritaville thing started in Cincinnati, Ohio, when Timothy Schmidt, who was playing the band, looked out and said, "They look like deadheads with feathers, like parrot heads." He coined the term on stage in Cincinnati. But the other thing was that I thought about much later, that I grew up on the Gulf Coast between Pascagoula, Mississippi, and Mobile, and lived lived my first years of being a professional musician in New Orleans and played on Bourbon Street. So I am a child of the Mardi Gras, and you know, masks are nothing new to me. But I believe that, you know, we all kind of had that sense of joie de vivre, or a sense of having to have a little fun was always a part of the culture we grew up in. And as I started traveling around the world and around the States, it was no different anywhere else when people got out and started putting costumes on. It just reminded me that they too, though they didn't have Mardi Gras every year, they needed to kind of let some steam off, and we were the steam valve.
Yeah.
And so it all started with that. And then when I went up to Latitudes the first time, it was like, I don't know if you were there, but when we opened it up, it was like a pre-show tailgate party.
Yeah. It still is. It still
It
is
still
every
is.
day.
Yeah, I can't believe that we are honored enough that people want to live in Margaritaville. And the thing of it is, you made it a better place than the bar I wrote it in.
Well, all you
So
young
thank
people,
you.
all young people, save your money. It is the best thing we ever did.
It really is. It
We're
really
not
is.
gonna leave our kids any
Videos.
money.
I mean, I think we put them up on, did we put them up, Kirsten? I think we put them up on the site.
Yeah, I think we've started sharing them. They are hysterical.
Oh, they are. You better watch out. You're going to get a follow here, guys. You're going to have 3 jobs there. Watch out.
It was all our neighbors. It really wasn't us. It was our neighbors getting people involved. You know, because living in an older community, you know, people pass on, and so just being there for each other and kind of embracing that kind of attitude, it's really life changing. So save your money, young people.
Will do. Got it. John, I was hoping that you could, share